I'm Sarah Woodbury, and this is a book tour of Ashes of Time. Spoiler warning, if you haven't read this book, you might consider stopping this video now. Ashes of Time begins in Earth 2 with a Thanksgiving dinner at Rhuddlan Castle, where the family discusses how they might implement a modern democracy in the medieval world. The party is broken up by Marty, the airplane pilot from Winds of Time, who wants to be taken back to Avalon. He forces Anna and Meg to jump from the top of a tower at knife point. Anna manages to wrestle free of him at the last second, so she and Meg travel to Avalon while Marty falls to his death. This is the tower where Marty fell and went kersplat. Thanks, Guru. Meg and Anna arrive in what appears to be a remote location in Avalon, but turns out to be near the home of Art, Cassie's grandfather, and where Cassie and Callum happen to be visiting for Thanksgiving. Cassie, Callum, Meg, and Anna drive west and south, trying to put as much distance as possible between them and where Anna and Meg arrived, since intelligence services caught the flash of Meg and Anna's entry. They stop at a Walmart in Western Oregon to pick up supplies, hoping ultimately to bring them back to Earth 2. When they exit the store, however, they find a police officer closely examining Art's truck. They decide to hop on a bus to Southern Oregon rather than trying to get the truck back from the police. Ultimately, the group is able to evade arrest and connect with a British diplomat at the airport in Oakland, California. Meanwhile, in Earth 2, David and Llywelyn have received word of a rebellion in Western Wales led by a discontented lord named Madog. In order to counter Madog's forces, Llywelyn rides south from Beddgelert, intending to attack from the front. This is the path that Llywelyn took south from Beddgelert in Ashes of Time. We are following in their footsteps. There was a complicated plot in order to counter their enemy forces, which are waiting for them on the other side of Aberglasslyn Pass, this narrow gorge that this river here is running through. Llywelyn was going to ride straight out of Beddgelert in a very showy fashion. David was going to go around the mountain to the east of us here, and Ieuan was going to go over the top with his archers. While the initial forays are successful, Madog has held his cavalry in reserve and attacks from the south. David and Llywelyn manage to rally their men and push the enemy back just long enough to allow Math's troops to arrive. David kills Madog when he refuses to surrender. Back in Avalon, Meg, Anna, and Cassie head to a safe house. Callum wants to speak to the director of MI5, but distrusts his motives and goes on the run. All the companions ultimately meet on a Cardiff city bus, and just as the bus is passing a large government complex, a building explodes. The bus time travels, plowing right to the middle of the battle at Aberglasslyn and bringing a busload of 21sters to Earth 2. The After Cilmeri series is available at all retailers worldwide, in ebook, audiobook, and traditional paper. You can find these and the rest of my books by clicking on the link to my webpage.